Ladies and gentlemen, now in today's video, we're going to be looking at how to fight the brand new champion Imperiosa. Because Imperiosa is a little tricky, starts with 2.5 bars of power. If throwing special attacks, gains the craziest Pierce and Fury. You do not want to block whatsoever here. And we've also got to be a little bit careful of the trap. But also, after throwing that, is going to have a bit of power gain as well. So there's a lot of things going on in these matches, but cannot use the power until you, like, throw a special attack or combo. So here we're just kind of chilling, waiting for the power to drain a little bit. And I'm going to see if I can bait a special. This is going to be a special one. You can tell which special it is going to be by how many bars get drained upon use. And yeah, you just want to try and avoid as much block and parry damage as you possibly can. It's kind of the main thing I'm finding so far against Imperiosa. You can incinerate Imperiosa, but Imperiosa also has immunity to bleed. So my boy Venom, he's not going to be getting in the work that he wants. But I feel like Hyperion made that matchup look fairly easy there. Be aware of the core immunity, so it's bleed, disintegration, and power drain effects. And now let's go for a slightly different champion. I'm just going to fight Imperiosa with all sorts of different things today. I actually think Yondu is insanely goated for this matchup. Alright, so we're going to try the Yondu matchup. We got a 6-star rank 1 here. And Yondu is so cheesy for the Imperiosa matchup, so we just got to avoid that special too. It's kind of like a dash back on the first whip hit. Need to have a little bit of practice, get used to it. But then we really want to hold Imperiosa at this spot between like 0 to 1 bars of power. And you can see hitting into the block is very cheesy, because we can still get our damage and the power's not going up until Imperiosa reaches no power, in which case Imperiosa then gains the power gain buff. So yeah, you've got like a lot of time where you can kind of get some free damage against this matchup if you would like to. And unfortunately I got clipped by the very last hit there, which is, yeah, slightly unfortunate. I think once you get used to them, the special attacks aren't at all that bad. But one thing I do always love about Yondu is we have taken 2 special ones. This is a very outmatched Yondu here. And we're still at 97% health. So yeah, Yondu makes really good work of this Imperiosa matchup, man. That was a really, really good one. Again, maybe not the fastest, Stevie. You got some brilliant control over that one overall. So yeah, let's go to practice again. Going to filter by the 6-star champion roster. And we're going to test out maybe a few different options. I think let's go for some Mystic class ones. I got the Werewolf here. I think the Werewolf, for similar reasons as Yondu, actually is probably one of the best counters that a lot of people have already, you know, ranked up. Just because, you know, you can kind of like hit into the block, you can get all of the ruptures active. Then you have the ability to howl. And because you're getting all these, like, dude, it's just really, really silly. So much damage going on here. So yeah, block damage champions, oddly, very, very clutch. If we try to parry with this Pierce dude, we're cooked. And I probably should have waited for one more howl, but, you know, we had the opportunity just to KO there. Granted, the Werewolf is a lot more beefy than the other two, but just to show you how you can kind of manipulate the power against Imperiosa to gain, like, a significant advantage. Anybody that just bullies into block seems to be having, like, a very fun time against this matchup, at least in my testing so far. So yeah, let's filter by 6-star champions again. And one I just want to test out for a bit of fun is going to be Juggernaut. I don't think, unless we get hit, there's no kind of, yeah, passive. So I think I just bait out one special, and then we're good to go. And in Battlegrounds, I would imagine, dude, I just got really easy access to the relic. Okay, I didn't fail the special one timing there, so that's pretty good. Yeah. I think Juggernaut is going to cook some Imperiosas, dude. It looks like you can get through that matchup like really, really quickly. So, yeah, Juggernaut, he's going to be doing Juggernaut things. Although there are, like, immunities that slow down bleed characters, like Juggernaut, he's still, as long as there's not a meta that shuts him down, I imagine he will be having an absolutely tremendous time in that matchup as well. And let's go for maybe Purgatory here as well. I think Purgatory could work out fairly nicely. Right, so now we are going into the Purgatory matchup here. Let's see if we can initially bait out that special too. Get a little bit psyched out sometimes when I see Imperiosa, because I think, oh, it's time for... You know, I've got to immediately bait that special too, but it's always going to be locked right at the beginning of the fight there, so... Just something to keep in mind. Right, Purgatory, let's see that special to deleting, doing some damage. Fantastic. If we had the relic there, that would be game over. You just need to get used to really evading that special one. Kind of seems to be the core thing there. 45 seconds again. Not too bad overall. And let's go back to the roster, have a look at some other characters now. What else do we have? Maybe toward the bottom. Actually, I need to go to Imperiosa practice here. So we go to practice, and then we filter down in the roster to some of these characters that are a little bit more, you know, chilling in the middle. You know what? One odd thing, I think Stark's Spidey will actually be pretty great. I just got a feeling like he's just going to work quite nicely. But I think at the start you do want to just get like the combo ender on. And then I think we want to ramp like after this. Because if you can hold Imperiosa between 1 or 2 bars, right, it's kind of in a state where not gaining power, but I guess also gaining power is kind of fine. But it's just kind of that, like, clutch zone. Oh my god, dude. Starkey is cooking this match. Yeah. Wow. Oh, that was really, really good, dude. Like, just the GOAT, bro. Just the absolute GOAT. The assisted evade is really going to help, I would imagine. Just learning how to fight Imperiosa there. So, that's kind of one of the main things, but dude, I am tremendously impressed. Alright, now next up we are going to go for the buffed up version of X23 and see if we can potentially do this matchup and just exactly how it looks like here. Because this one I don't believe is really going to be amazing, but she has the ability to apply rupture to bleed immune, so that is a pretty nice time. And then we dodge the special 2 successfully. And then because of this, we have the pierce. She's hit 0, so she's got the power gain. Okay, come on, Ruptures, come on. Okay, there we go. Imperiosa, a minute there. Granted, again, all of the power levels have just been all over the place. But that's what I kind of am really liking about fighting Imperiosa so far. It doesn't really seem like, you know, hard counter-based. It seems like you've just got to have the kind of knowledge of the character, get used to those animations, and have the skill, which feels like a good spot for a defender for me. So yeah, I'm very pleased so far. But I think in certain metas where, you know, you're going to need to parry, dude, could be absolutely savage. Now, I think for the final matchup, who do we want to go for? Somebody a little unique, a little bit interesting, I think. Who is that character? You know what? Should we just try a bit? I mean, this is a bit of a silly one, isn't it? Just try Gladiator Hulk. I mean, he's going to do absolutely nothing special in this matchup whatsoever. But this is the ultimate test if, like, kind of anybody can work. And here we just want to get back and chill for a second. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that is what happens if you make a mistake versus Imperiosa. It really hurts. I love this defender just like power locking itself though. Feels pretty clutch. A little bit of a mistake there. Oh, and you see you took a parry, a bit of damage. There we go. So yeah, from what I understand about Imperiosa, if you just kind of take the matchup a little slower, it kind of looks like any champion just on the vanilla does have the potential to do this matchup. But I do personally, I really enjoy the ones that kind of nuke into the block, like Yondu and Werewolf felt very fun. I think for the evasion and the cheekiness, Starkey was actually really, really clutch as well. But yeah, let me know in the comments section below, because I assume there's many, many gold tier champions that are just going to be able to absolutely bully Imperiosa, assuming that, you know, they're not reliant on bleed, disintegrate, or power drain effects to deal their damage. It looks like there's, yeah, just a lot of ways to get through this defender. I can see Imperiosa being annoying in certain metas where you might need to, you know, knock down or parry or interact with your block for whatever reason. Because in that scenario, Imperiosa has a massive pierce buff and also a massive fury buff as well. But yeah, I think this, you know, this for me is kind of like a slight dual threat character. Lands at like a better spot than somebody like, you know, Serpent or Bullseye. Or Enchantress, because yeah, it seems just quite enjoyable to play and kind of manipulate that power and mess around a little bit. So initially, I am really liking Imperiosa on offense. We've done a showcase video, but I think as a defender as well, kind of lands in that fair spot. Still presents a bit of a challenge, has that threat. If you mess up, you're going to get really punished for it. But yeah, still isn't like this complete BS wall if you don't have the right counter for the matchup as well. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy this video, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day.